we've got people. You got to tell me what people are on hold here. I got to. Let's do this before we get to this. I apologize. Paul's been patiently holding. Paul, I apologize. I was yakking away here and I wasn't paying attention. How are you doing?
Oh, good, Jeff. I just had a comment about student loans. I'm not real familiar with them, but I know that people take, say, $50,000 to improve their education, which is great, but sometimes, their hours get cut or they lose their job, and so they just blow off the loans and take care of the rent or what, down the line in student loans. But I've just learned recently that these lenders, what they can do is they charge $50,000 collection fee, and these fees just go, and sometimes these folks they start with $50,000 loan, and they end up with $500,000 or $750,000 loan in a few years, and it just never goes away. And so I think people need to realize the obligations of these education student loans.
Yeah, Paul, I appreciate that very much. I am not familiar. Thank you, Paul, for your call. I appreciate that. I'm not familiar with the fees and the collections. I like any collection, and I use this. I teach a high school class, maybe 3 or 4 times a year, and I teach it. And most of those seniors, and I talk to them about credit and different things. And the first thing I tell them is that, look, in a few years you're going to rent an apartment or something, and you're going to forget to return the cable box, because I see this all the time. And the cable box people are going to send you a little notice, but you moved and you didn't get it. And the cable box people want $127, and you figure, you know what, I'm not paying them, and then it'll become $150, and it just keeps getting resold, re-registered, and resold. Next thing you know, your cable box issues a $500 bill when it's time to buy a house, and you've just totally ignored the whole thing all the time. And that's probably what happens with the student loans. I think the biggest, where we're seeing the student loan outcry is the little chart that they gave me here, which is average public and private student loan debt at graduation time is up 24% this year from the average, okay? And the average earning for that same person is down 15%. Mm-hmm. So you spent 24% more, you've lost, so that's a 40% swing, and that does make notice in your pocketbook.
Yes.
You come out and you expect that you have an expectation of an earning, you have an expectation of my cost to get through the process. It costs me 25% more. I'm learning 15% less. That's if I got a job right off the bat.
Right.
And so there's a 40% swing there. That's a lot.
It's a big hit.
Yeah, it's a lot. So I'm not saying it's not an issue. I'm just saying, when you sign up for that stuff, know what you're getting into. Don't take the debt. If you don't think you can, if you think you can pay it. So I got off my residence. This is out of the Sacramento newspaper. Sacramento and the state shows slight growth. State of California had 250,617 residents. So how many residents are in the state right now, do you think, roughly?
I do not know.
37,678,563.
I knew that.
Yeah. So if you and I moved to Nevada last week, it would be 561. And they know that to the person. Maybe they do. So, and 250,000 people out. So the fastest growing city in California, never heard of it.
Really?
I'm not even sure I can say it. Calipatria? Calipatria in Imperial County. I have never seen Calipatria on a map. That means they had one guy living there 2 years ago. There's 4 living now. They grew 4.2%. And the Kern County's California City was number 2. And actually, if you look at really what that means for California, a net gain, 250,000 residents, that's pretty good considering there's a lot of people going that direction. Either they're going back down into Mexico or they're going back out with their companies out of this area. For us to have a net gain is probably a little bigger year than we would have imagined. Is
That is good news.
Is my guess. So we'll see how that takes out. I did note a couple things, and people got a few calls this week. And speaking of California and raising money, we'll do this. There is a proposal out for the state of California to impose a $75 fee on every single real estate transaction in the state. So much like your transfer tax and your other things too that go on, this is an additional $75 per transaction that would go to the state of California. And what's the money going to go for? Anybody know? The proposal by Mark, if I butcher your name, Mark, I apologize. Mark D. Sonalier out of Concord. Concord is a plane. Concord is a city.
He's thinking planes.
I'm a good reader. proposed the bill saying in a press statement back in March that a lack of affordable housing around areas containing jobs is impeding the state's economic growth. So Mark wants to raise a $75 fee on all real estate transactions recorded at the county level. And the money would be sent to the Department of Housing and Community Development to be deposited in a trust fund to help finance affordable housing across the state. Now, who does the $75 come from? Affordable house. I mean, who's buying houses right now? A lot of it is first-time buyers. They're struggling to get in on their first house, and they're raising every penny they can, and they're big borrowing and stealing to get in a house. So the same people that were saying we need to get into houses
Are paying for it.
are paying the $75 to get them into houses.
Can you do that again?
Yeah, that was like a minor seizure going through the back of my neck. Calabria submits the bill the bill may be more about getting construction workers back to work than fixing long-term supply and demanding housing. So we're going to give the $75 to construction workers? That's
Who'd make Monster?
I mean, where have we ever given the state of California money and it's gone to where we said it was going to go and it's accomplished the goal they said it was going to accomplish? Where's that ever happen? It doesn't.
No.
And the people that we're most trying to attract back into the business are first-time buyers, people that are on the lower end of the income scale, people that are trying to get their act together, and we're dinging the $75 out of the people that we most want to help. I don't get it. We'll see if it makes it on the thing. And here's the thing: if it makes it on the ballot, it'll win.
Yeah,
it'll win because most people say, "Oh, yeah,
sure.
That's good.
That
I
sounds good.
want to help. I want to help affordable housing and everything." And quite frankly, I ain't buying a house this year. I don't need the $75, but industry wide, I don't think on a net basis, I don't think that helps. But
right,
I could be wrong. But it's my show, and I can be wrong if I want.
Absolutely.
For at least another 90 seconds or so.
Yes.
So we give away a lot of good stuff. If you've got some tickets to Hangtown, we'll get those out to you. Did we get any winners for Hangtown, by the way? No. We did not get any winners for Hangtown.
Nobody wants to
We'll
go
pick some. It's early. It's like a couple weeks.
Yeah.
Next weekend, we'll give away the River Cats, too. We'll do some Hangtown. And our Hangtown tickets come with a T-shirt, too, a Hangtown T-shirt. Now you want to win, don't you?
Absolutely.
That's right. So that is it for another Saturday. I appreciate you tuning in. You can find us during the week. John Fodorero is at Comstock Mortgage. You can Google him. If you can figure out how to spell his last name. I can't even say it. So if you can spell it, you're way better than I am because I don't got it. So, or you want to give out your phone number? If you're looking for some financing and you got some LDT, GPSA, caviar problems, John will be the person to call.
Yes, I can be reached at 486-6512.
That goes right to you?
It does.
You have your own direct line?
My own direct line.
Man, I
have two direct lines, but
really,
one's undercover.
I don't even get a phone. I'm still on that Canon string thing. It's working out, I think.
That is good.
It'll work out for me. You can find me at jefftarbell.com, and I have the Talkin Money Facebook page as well. We post these shows every week. About Monday it comes out. You can find it on the Facebook page. We'll see you next week, everybody. Have a great weekend. Adios.
Happy Cinco de Mayo. Adios. Wow, it's Spanish.
Talkin Money.